Up next on Nightside, a close call with Mother Nature, what tonight's storm did to one school in central Illinois, and how everyone's doing tonight. Plus, tonight's rain didn't put a damper on all your Friday night lights. Donnie and David have your highlights from tonight's high school football and when those canceled are expected to be played.
Hey, how long do these storms threaten tonight, and how will they affect your weekend? I'll let you know coming up.
You're watching ABC News Channel 20, Nightside. With Vince Dementri, Liz Foster, Chief Meteorologist Rick Kirby, and Sports with Donnie Tillman. This is ABC News Channel 20, Nightside.
Good evening, everyone. Liz is off tonight. Our top story at 10 o'clock. What you see behind me here, take a look at this. Pictures sent in by viewers of this evening's storms taking place all across central Illinois. 2 people now recovering tonight in Logan County. Law enforcement there says the storm caused an accident on I-55 around 6 tonight. Their injuries, thankfully, not believed to be life-threatening. Over in Cass County, everyone's safe and sound after a close call with Mother Nature. ABC News Channel 20's Brett Baldock has more in tonight's top story.
Powerful storms moved through Cass County early this evening, causing plenty of damage throughout the area. We are at Virginia High School, where the roof of the old gym blew off. The good news is the superintendent tells us there was no injuries. There was actually a women's basketball team practicing inside. He says that they heard the storm coming and made their way to the locker room. You may also remember earlier this week we were here for renovations. The superintendent says the storm did not impact any of those renovations. This is to the old school. Here is a little bit of what he had to say about the cleanup going forward.
This roof's only about 2 or 3 years old. It was a $250,000 project when we replaced that roof. If there's any damage to the gym floor, we priced replacing the gym floor earlier, and that was $80,000. So worst case scenario, I would say possibly $400,000.
Now the superintendent says as for school on Monday, classes are still planned. He says the district has been through worse things before, and also the community is pitching in a lot. They have already began the cleanup of getting water off the gymnasium floor. And again, just to recap, there were no injuries, but there is a lot of damage here to Virginia High School. Reporting in Cass County, Brett Baldock, ABC News Channel 20.
Tonight's storms delaying and in many cases postponing high school football games all over central Illinois. Our game of the week, in fact, St. Teresa at Maroa Forsyth, now rescheduled for a 1 p.m. kickoff tomorrow. Pleasant Plains and Auburn gets underway at 1:30, and at least 3 games have early starts. SHG and Eisenhower, South Fork and Warrensburg Latham, and Lincoln and Glenwood all kicking off tomorrow at 11 a.m. Well, some Brave fans did stick it out to the games that were delayed, and we'll have more on those games later in your Friday Night Blitz. But how is the rest of your Friday night and the weekend shaping up? Hopefully better than the early evening here. Chief Meteorologist Rick Kirby joining us now to answer those questions. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Vince. Yeah, we are calming things down out there. I'm sure you've noticed the thunder is getting a little more sporadic here tonight. We do keep a rain and storm chance in the forecast, though. Overnight, at least through the early overnight hours, there's live Doppler radar right now, and we still have pockets of heavy rain and pockets of lightning out there as well. That's what we look like right now. The heaviest rain falling around Pana, down in Shelbyville as well. Some rain just to your southwest. In Decatur, you have pockets of heavy rain. So does Lincoln, north of Clinton right now. Springfield mainly seeing some light to moderate rainfall. And as you look to the west, a little bit of heavy rain around the St. Louis metro area too. So that could clip our southern counties. And there's that embedded lightning that's out there right now. The main line of storms, that severe weather threat along the cold front, well to our southeast now. There are no longer any severe thunderstorm watches in effect. So severe weather is not a concern here tonight. But you can see we still have some thunder and lightning farther out to the north and west, and also in our north and northeastern counties as well. Tomorrow we'll see much cooler weather. Big time chill for the weekend. I'll tell you about that coming up.
All right, Rick, we'll see you in a few. And of course, you can stay connected with ABC News Channel 20 by just heading online for your latest weather forecast and what's making headlines here in central Illinois, across the nation, and around the world. Our website address, WICS.com. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. A special tax on medical marijuana. That's what Springfield Mayor Mike Houston planned on instituting if a dispensary opens here in the capital city. Houston was quoted as saying he'd use home rule charter to add a special tax on it. ABC News Channel 20's Maggie Pateau joining us now. Maggie, apparently the mayor didn't do his homework on the issue before going public with his tax plan.
Yeah, well, Vince, after we learned that he can't oppose the tax, we tried all day to ask the mayor about the discrepancy. Finally, Late this afternoon, the mayor's spokesperson admits state law forbids the city from putting a tax on medical marijuana. Under home rule, larger cities can pretty much govern as they please unless something is prohibited by state law. And current law prohibits adding an additional tax. Based on people we talked to in Springfield today, taxing medical marijuana wasn't very popular to begin with.
To keep coming at us with taxes. It's taxes without representation, even though they're supposed to represent us.
Be an extra tax on somebody that needs help. I mean, they're trying to get this because that's what works for them. They're in severe pain. Certain categories is all that qualifies, and I don't think they should have to, no.
Now, if a dispensary does open in Springfield, the city would get the 1% medicine tax that is placed on medical cannabis. So the city would see some return from having the business located here. Vince.
Maggie, thank you. Springfield Alderman Sam Canman under investigation by a state agency for alleged conflicts of interest, saying that he never knowingly engaged in conflicts of interest, his attorney telling ABC News Channel 20. Now, the state commission that oversees and regulates attorneys filed a 3-count complaint against Canman on Wednesday. The commission alleges that Canman, in his capacity as a city alderman, should not have represented in his private practice several clients in cases where the Springfield Police Department was the arresting agency.
Wants to make it clear that he's always tried to do his best for the city of Springfield and its constituents, as well as his law clients. He doesn't believe that anything here reflects that he's done anything wrong on behalf of those people.
Canman's attorney, Bill Moran, says Canman never had any issues like this when he served on the Sangamon County Board and represented people in his private practice who had cases involving the county's state's attorney and the sheriff's department. Moran says Canman assumed the same to be true when he became a Springfield alderman. Moran says when Canman became aware there might be a problem, he withdrew from all cases involving the Springfield Police Department and decided not to take any new cases where SPD was involved. A 17-year-old girl tonight in custody in Jacksonville, charged with abandoning her newborn. Police found the baby still alive in a dumpster early Saturday morning. Thankfully, the boy was okay, taken to Passavant Hospital just to make sure. Tonight, he's in the custody of DCFS. More criminal charges may be filed against the teen mother, who may be charged as an adult. Jacksonville police say tips from the public were crucial in finding the baby's mother. This Logan County woman here admitting in court that she supplied and then injected heroin into another woman who died from the overdose. Brooke Max pleading guilty to the drug-induced homicide of Courtney Reeves in October 2012 in Lincoln. Max when she's sentenced next month. And this 35-year-old woman here, take a look at her, Donna Simpson, behind bars tonight, trying to bring a gun inside the Macoupin County Courthouse. The sheriff's office says Simpson, who's wheelchair-bound, had a .22 caliber pistol in her purse while trying to get into the courthouse on Wednesday. Police say when asked if she had a gun, Simpson told the court deputy no. That's when Simpson was arrested. She's charged with unlawful use of a weapon and having a gun without a FOID card. Turning now to overseas, President Obama laying out his strategy today to how he wants to deal with the Islamic extremist group that we all know now as ISIS. ABC's Karen Travers reports the announcement came at the end of an international meeting addressing the situation in Ukraine.
It was President Obama's most forceful statement yet on the threat from ISIS.
We are going to degrade and ultimately defeat ISIL, the same way that we have gone after al-Qaeda.
This week, the president seemed to backtrack when it came to the U.S. objective against this extremist group, from destroying ISIS to shrinking its sphere of influence. But today, he was more absolute. U.S. airstrikes against ISIS targets in Syria are on the table.
We're actively considering all options that are necessary.
But today, President Obama strongly ruled out one option.
We will not be placing U.S. ground troops to try to control the areas that are part of the conflict inside of Syria.
The president said that was not a necessary part of the strategy to destroy ISIS.
We are going to have to find effective partners on the ground to push back against ISIL.
But organizing that coalition will take time. President Obama didn't get into any timetable, but said the U.S. and its allies are working deliberately. The other big issue dominating this week's summit was the ongoing violence in eastern Ukraine. Today, Ukraine's president announced a ceasefire with the pro-Russia rebels. The deal, if it holds, would end the nearly 5-month bloody conflict that's killed nearly 2,600 people.
Obviously, we are hopeful, but based on past experience, also skeptical.
Secretary of State John Kerry will now travel to the region to continue conversations with Arab leaders about building a coalition to take the fight to ISIS. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Nearly 36 people can now call themselves Americans. 35 immigrants taking part in a naturalization ceremony at the old state capitol today. This was the 61st naturalization ceremony held in the same place where Abraham Lincoln gave his famous House Divided speech. The new citizens come from countries in Africa, Europe, Asia, and South America.
I'm so proud. First, I'm so proud just to become American citizen, and thanks to everybody come just to support us. It's a very important day for us.
20 of the 35 new citizens reside right here in Springfield. Time now to talk about weather again, and boy, did the skies open up. We had a little bit of everything. High winds blew off a roof in Virginia. We had heavy rains, and of course the lightning. Delayed a lot of football games and canceled them tonight.
Absolutely, and those storms are still rumbling out there. I'll tell you what you can expect from these storms the rest of the night tonight, and wait till you see how much they're going to affect your weekend. I'll tell you how coming up next.
Can't wait.
It's the Green Hyundai Cam at Lake Springfield Marina. You're watching ABC News Channel 20.
Well, finally, things starting to calm down after a very loud night with lots of thunder and lightning and heavy rain. We've had some wind damage as well. That's the Prairie Hard Cam. Here's live Doppler radar right now. We still have some pockets of heavy rain here and there. The cold front well to our southeast now, but behind it, we have some of that post-frontal showers and thunderstorm activity around Greenville down here, just on the other side of I-70. Some heavy rain just to the south and southeast of Litchfield. Around Pana, some pretty heavy rain as well. Again, little pockets around Shelbyville. Decatur, you have some pockets of heavy rain. Clinton and DeWitt County, same thing right there. Around Springfield, it's just light to moderate rain. And as we look to the west, again, we do have some pockets of heavier rain, especially to the southwest, down toward the St. Louis metro area. And then farther to the west, this is starting to end, but we'll keep this rain and storm chance here going, at least in a scattered fashion through the overnight hours here tonight. Most of the lightning well to our southeast. But again, you see some lightning scattered across the region behind the front, so don't be surprised if you hear some rumbles of thunder here overnight tonight around Springfield. Things starting to diminish with a little bit of current lightning right now around Clinton. All right, here's our storm report here for tonight, and well, that's not the right graphic there. We'll zip right past that and get to this storm report for you that really contains a lot of wind damage tonight. We saw winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour across the viewing area here tonight, and that did create quite a bit of damage. We had a roof blown off. We mentioned this earlier in the newscast in Virginia at the high school there in Cass County. Trees and power lines were down in Beardstown in Cass County. We had a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, absolutely amazing, in Ashland in Cass County. Power lines down on a house in Athens in Menard County. We had 60-mile-per-hour winds in Elkhart in Logan County. We had a 5-inch diameter branch down in Breeze in Clinton County due to strong winds, and 12 to 15-inch branches down near Hoopeston in Vermilion County. So a lot of wind damage tonight. There's a picture of the roof damage from the Virginia High School. That's courtesy of WLDS and WEAI, where they took that shot for us in Virginia earlier. And then Candace Gomez in Virginia took this shot of the inside of the gym, where you can see up into the sky now. And take a look at this picture here from Colleen Hartsook Brown in Franklin. This is the North Max softball game when storms were approaching there. Very, very scary scene there. More pictures over at my Facebook right now. All right, rain totals in Springfield officially under an inch, just a little under 3/4 of an inch out at the airport. 2.33 the past 24-hour rain total in Jacksonville, under a ½ inch in Decatur, a little over of a ½ inch in Mattoon. So currently, there goes the cold front right there, now to our southeast. Behind it, these scattered showers and pockets of heavy rain from time to time. Farther to the west now over Missouri and Iowa, we're starting to dry up. There's a chance there could be a scattered shower maybe early in the morning, but just after after sunrise, we should end that rain chance there, and it looks like a dry day. We may start out with some clouds, but see plenty of sunshine by the afternoon. The big feature tomorrow is going to be much cooler weather. Here's our forecast model showing the overnight rain chance, but you can't see the sunshine here by the afternoon. Tomorrow night, it's a clear sky and a cool night. Temperatures down into the low 50s, so very chilly air by tomorrow night and for the weekend. Temperatures now in the 60s and 70s. It's cooled off a great deal. 61 for your overnight low tonight, with this scattered rain and storm chance continuing at least into the early overnight hours. 73 tomorrow with that very early morning slight rain chance. And there you see the 7-day forecast full of 70s. Also more rain and storm chances Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And 1 week from today, Vince, we're going to see a high temperature of just 64 degrees. Ooh. And that's a change of wardrobe right there, buddy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It means fall can't be far behind.
Nah, absolutely.
All right, thanks very much, Rick. Hey, that's going to do it for Nightside. We're not done yet here at 10 o'clock. Donnie and David are in next with your Friday Night Blitz. They're just over here, dressed in their best suits tonight. Yeah. Stay tuned. We're back up in a minute.
And tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a soggy week 2 of Friday Night Blitz. I'm Donnie Tillman. He's David Coy. Mother Nature had the last laugh, the trump card, if you will, against all of us tonight.
The first Friday in September goes down as one of the most dismal for area football teams, many of which will go from under the lights to under the sunshine on Saturday.
That's right, and of course, our high school game of the week tonight was supposed to be Maroa Forsyth hosting Decatur St. Teresa. Rick Kirby was happy about this one, but that, well, really never got going. We were live at the high school for pregame at Maroa Forsyth tonight at 5 p.m., but then around 6 p.m., those dark clouds would roll in, the wind would pick up, there's your lightning there, and after a few delays, the game was called. Maroa Forsyth will now make that game up against their rival St. Teresa tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Well, Southeastern Jacksonville, one of many teams waiting out the rain this evening. First quarter after a lengthy delay, this is Joe Brannon who completes the pass to Noah Pickens there for a short game. Southeast will take over control of the offense, and they're giving the ball to Eddie Gales, and he gets the long carry there for a first down. More running by the Spartans. It's Gales getting his number called again. He's going to pick up good yardage as he bounces it outside. This game's scoreless. We'll finish up tomorrow after it was called. They'll go at 2 p.m. on Saturday.
Moving to Sangamo Conference now. New Berlin, is coming off of a huge from behind win against North Mac in week 1. The Pretzels on the road again in week 2 as they visit Porta AC. These two teams waited well over 90 minutes to get this one in. New Berlin, third down. Jake Hunt pitches it to Cam Cummings, and he bobbles it for that catch, and he gets stopped for the loss to Devin Lanska. Then Porta with the ball now. It just goes 3 and out on the first possession. Then another rain delay would ensue. Game was scoreless. It was postponed until 7 tomorrow.
How about some scores, shall we?
First, then, we'll talk about the Sangamon Valley hosting Oblong. This game was delayed for an hour and 45 minutes. First quarter on the 4th down, Oblong punts it away. That's Ryan Royce. He fields it from the 25, then would shake off that tackle and go about 45 yards until he was pulled out of bounds.
Is that football?
That's football.
Wow.
Now in the red zone, ball handed off to Wyatt Beals, and he would plow his way through for that touchdown.
What?
The Store would fumble the PAT, making it 6-0 Valley. They would score again. This game went into another rain delay and lightning delay. Valley leading 13-0 in the second.
We saw a touchdown. That's
tight. Some actual football, oh my Lord.
How about some scores?
Many games were rescheduled. Maroa Forsyth and will be at 1 o'clock with St. Teresa. Then Lincoln and Glenwood will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
How about SHG and Eisenhower? They had their game postponed. It will be 11 o'clock. They were still trying to determine whether SHG might host it or it will still be at Eisenhower, depending on all the rain on the field. And, of course, MacArthur, Lanphier, that game rescheduled for 1 p.m. tomorrow.
And talk about Limestone and Taylorville. They'll be rescheduled for tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Then Riverton and Athens will be in the afternoon game for 1 o'clock.
Auburn and Pleasant Plains will actually go at 1:30 tomorrow, so if you get there at 1 o'clock, get there early, get some food, popcorn, that'll be good. How about Sierra Gordo? They're at Pawnee. That game's still under the lights. It's just Saturday night at 7.
And South Fork and Warrensburg Latham, they're going to be meeting tomorrow in the morning around 11 o'clock. Then Mount Zion, Jerseyville, they meet tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Well, that is pretty much it for all of our high school football tonight, but we have all your coverage tomorrow night at 10 p.m.
We're calling a timeout for now, but when we come back, college football takes center stage on Saturday. We'll preview the Illini plus all the local teams when we come back.
Hey, welcome back to week 2 of Friday Night Blitz. Again, most of your high school football games canceled for tonight and will be made up tomorrow.
Also taking place tomorrow, college football. A pretty big slate of football is up on Sports Weekend this weekend. The Fighting Illini look to go 2-0 in 2014 when they host Western Kentucky. It's the first ever meeting between the two football programs. The Hilltopper head coach Jeff Bowman and secondary coach Mike Cassidy. Might sound a little familiar to Illini fans. They both served under Ron Zook's staff during his Illini tenure. And for the Illini, Western Kentucky's offense poses a threat as they go up 59 points on Bowling Green in week 1. But Illinois also has ambitions of starting the season 2-0 come Saturday.
It's definitely going to be a quick game, and I mean, that's definitely something that we've been preparing for since day one with Coach Beckman. So, you know, I think we'll be all right. Definitely this week we'll definitely be pushing the big guys to run a little bit, so that'll be good for us.
Now we've got to focus on what we can do better, and that's against a Western Kentucky football team that came in here and scored 59 points last weekend, and they're a fast-paced team, and we need to be ready for this weekend's match.
Illini host the Hilltoppers at 11 tomorrow morning. The Big Ten involved in about 8 big-time matchups on Saturday.
Well, just down Interstate 57, a pair of nationally ranked ball clubs will meet under the lights in Charleston tomorrow night as Eastern Illinois hosts Southern Illinois. It's the home opener for the 14th ranked Panthers following their season opening loss in Minnesota. The Salukis, who just cracked the national rankings this week, coming to town after playing a slightly less formidable opponent in Taylor out of the NAIA. The two teams played to an exciting 3-point overtime win in favor of the Panthers last year. Eastern Illinois expects another dogfight, no pun intended, tomorrow night. All right, that is your look at college football. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more.
We'll have a little more sports right after this.
Cardinals and Brewers tonight. John Lackey got to a decent start in this one. Bottom of the second inning, Lackey strikes out Chris David to end the inning, but in the third inning, still scoreless game. Brew Crew gets to Lackey. Scooter Gennett singles to center field. Lyle Overbay and Gene Segura come in to score. Brew Crew would take the lead. They go on to win by a score of 6-2. So an interesting night. Plenty of high school games canceled for tonight. We'll have many high school games to show you tomorrow as part of our Saturday Night Blitz, I guess is the best way to put it. So, hey, he's Dave McCoy. I'm Donnie Tillman. Hope you stay dry tonight, and hopefully we'll see you out at a football game tomorrow underneath the sun. Have a good night, and we'll see you this weekend.